Chrissy's, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. This week, I finished Control. And I have to admit, it was slightly anticlimactic, because I remembered everybody complaining. They're like, oh, the boss fights, they're terrible, and the end of the game was just like, people were tearing their hair out at the end of the game, and I'm just like, what? Because, like, you fight your way through waves of enemies, and then you go to the astral plane or whatever, and then you fight your way through more waves of enemies, and then it's over. And I was like, what? So, because I was expecting this huge, difficult boss battle, when the story just wrapped up, I was like, wait, what? Huh? And it felt a little anticlimactic. Otherwise, I was perfectly happy with it to not have a big boss battle, and just fight waves and waves of enemies that got progressively more difficult, because that I can handle. Like, that was fine. Like, I died one time in the final section because I thought I was done, and I thought I was supposed to float over to the next platform, except when I tried to levitate to the next platform, it ended up being very far away, and I said, oh, I wasn't supposed to do this, and as I tried to go back, I fell and died. So I had to start over again. But luckily, the waves of enemies that I'd already fought stayed dead. They didn't respawn and make me fight through everyone all over again. It just made me fight through the last section again. But that's the kind of, like, that was great, because that I can do. There is still one boss fight. Tomasi wasn't quite defeated, apparently, and he's still hanging out in, like, one of the sections. And, but I don't seem to have to fight him. And, I might not. Depends on my mood. Because, if you're gonna make, like, these boss fights in this game were kind of rough. And as you might recall from previous episodes, I had to cheat a little and turn on the assist mode to help give Jessie a little bit more damage resistance, because she's not strong at all. So I just kind of upped her armor a bit, so that she could take a few more hits than before, so that I could get through the boss fights. And they were difficult. So if you're going to tell me that I can finish the game and that boss fight is optional, I might opt not to do it. So right now, I've basically just segued straight into the first of the expansion DLCs, the Foundation. I had already started the AWE one by accident. You might recall I mentioned that. I thought it was a side quest, and it opened up a whole new area of the oldest house, and I said, this is not a side quest, what is this? And it turned out to be the second DLC pack, and I went, ha ha ha. So I'm going to do them in order. And it's fun to just have, I didn't realize that they were giving the Ultimate Edition containing both DLC expansions for free, which is super awesome, because it gives you more to play. So I'm doing the first one, and then I'll do the second one, and then that should take me, I don't know how long it'll take me to play the expansions, but basically I was planning on going to play Farpoint next, because that was one of the March PlayStation Plus games, and I thought a VR shooter might be fun. However, Sony just announced the Play at Home 2021 games, and it's way better than the 2020 games, because last year they were like, hey, here's our Play at Home initiative, and we'll give you a couple free games to play at home while you're quarantining during this pandemic. And the problem is that I had both of them. The first one was the Uncharted collection, and that is the disc that came with my PlayStation 4 when I bought it. So, whatever. And then the other game was Journey, which I had already played on the PS3. But I did download it for the PS4 just to play it on my PS4, because Journey is a lovely game, and I thought that it might be nice and soothing to play while dealing with this pandemic at the height of the quarantine. And it was. This year, they're doing way better. Right now, Ratchet and Clank is available, which, whatever. I'm not interested. I don't really care about platformer games like that, so not so much with that. But they are offering in April, for a limited time, Horizon Zero Dawn, which if you have not played, definitely take advantage of this and play it because it's awesome. And there's a sequel coming out, and you're going to want to play the first one first because it's awesome. And I looked, and it is actually the, whatever they call the Ultimate Edition or whatever. So I'm actually, even though I've already played it, I'm actually going to download it anyway because I never played the DLC expansion, the Frozen Wilds. So in theory, I should be able to download this, which includes that expansion, and then just load my previous save and just play the expansion. In theory, that should work. Even though I was playing the disc-based game, this should still work. But we'll see. But in addition to those 2 AAA titles, Sony is releasing 9 indie games and PSVR games, which are really great. And I've only got one of them, Abzu, which, if you haven't played, is really good, so, pick it up for free. And Into the Gungeon I don't care about because that's not really my bag. But everything else they're offering, I will at least try. Like Res Infinite, I will try. But I'm super excited about the PSVR games. I know everybody liked the Astrobot Rescue Mission, and the whatever, paper whatever, that also looks kind of interesting to me. But I'm really excited about Moss, because Moss was one of those games that when it came out, I was like, ooh, that looks really cool, and I would like to play that. But then I get busy with other games, and then I never actually get around to playing it. So if you're going to offer it to me for free, I will take advantage of that, and that is probably going to be the game that I play next. Sorry, Farpoint. But I'll probably be playing Moss. These games, the indie games, they become available on March 25th, but it's like 11 o'clock Eastern time, so I'll probably just get them on Friday the 26th, and I'll just add them all to my library and then play them whenever I get a chance. Because I still can't seem to get a PlayStation 5, they're just not around, they're not available for purchase, so I will continue to play these leftover PlayStation 4 games to bide my time until the PlayStation 5 can actually be made available for regular people to purchase when they so choose, instead of having to wait for restocks and beat out the scalpers to try to get one. So come back next episode. I'm hoping maybe I don't know if I can get through both DLCs in a week for Control. I don't know, that might not work. I might end up adding things. Because I would say come back next episode for I'll talk about Moss, but in fact, next episode is my 500th video that I have done. And because I started this way back when I was writing for GigGamer.net, and then when the site went away, I continued to do these. I don't know why. Like, hardly anybody watches them, but I appreciate those of you that do still watch me. I don't know why, but you do. Thank you. So for my 500th episode, I've got something special planned. It's a special discussion. I'm going to talk about something. And then I'll get back to the game. So in 501, I'll probably have started Moss. But don't miss the next one. That's going to be a big one. So, happy anniversary. So, come back and I will see you then. Bye!